Good afternoon, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Market Strategist with RJO Futures, here on September 2nd, bringing you some commentary here in the energy market. So let's get started. So far today here, it's been a pretty tough day for the bulls. Crude prices are down about $3 today. October oil's trading around 92.96. It's off a little over 3% right now. We're seeing weakness also in the Brent. That's off about 237, trading at around $100.42. So we've seen that spread start to narrow up a little bit, although I do have some ideas on how you can play that. Nat gas taking a beating. That's off about 16, 17 cents. That's off a little over 4%. Heat's down about 6.5 cents, and the RBOB's down about 7 3/4 cents. So weakness across the board. You got a lot of things going on here right now. Take a look at that dollar index. I've mentioned this in a lot of the most recent posts here, and the dollar broke out again. We're seeing some strength there. It's the highest we've been in quite some time. That's helping to put a lot of pressure on a lot of commodities. So, I think we're going to see some continuation with this dollar, it looks like, at this point. So it's something we got to watch here, and I think you'll continue to see it help put pressure on oil. But again, look at the supply side of oil. I've mentioned this in so many posts. Look at last week's numbers we saw that come out here by the EIA. Well, there was a small draw in the stockpiles. We still, for that time of year, looking at where we're coming out of the summer months here, we've had the most most amount of crude oil on hand that we've had since 1990. So the market certainly appears to be very well supplied. And I know we've got a lot of geopolitical events going on. And of course, they do have the potential here to cause oil prices to spike. When you look at it, we did see oil spiking there on Thursday and on Friday, but a complete reversal with it here so far today. But, even with those things that are going on, there's some ideas there that with the situation that's in Russia that continues to kind of escalate, that this is, they talk about economic sanctions, and this is thought to be possibly one way to put some pressure on Russia by helping drive commodity prices a little bit lower as we're starting to see the dollar strengthen. So there could be some play in there. Now, short of something really happening to affect the supply side situation of oil globally, I don't think that you're going to see much in the way of upside action. I think you're going to see some bounces in oil. Short-term technical indicators very oversold now down at these levels. But nonetheless, and on a daily chart, we're coming down to a little bit of a double bottom here, but I think the market could possibly break through that. And if it does, we could take another leg lower here down to basically the upper 80s is the area that I would be potentially targeting. So, I think that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. We've also got, weaker data economic data that was coming out of Europe. So we got to take a look at that. Here in the States, as we know, several weeks ago, the EIA lowered the demand outlook here for the remainder of the year. So, a lot of things when you look at basic supply and demand situation as it relates to the oil market, I think it still points here to prices moving lower. But with that being said, I do think we will see some bounces in the market from time to time. So got some ideas on how you can position yourself in there. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email. We can get into a lot more detail. Futures and options on futures may involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for all investors.